Level Tours. This is a very special, not very special episode of Level Tours. We're going to be doing 2 public tours today of Lakeside, a map we visited once before. You can see up on the upper right. The reason this is a weird episode is because I have been working on a university tour, which has given me nothing but trouble, to be honest with you. After I'd already been working on it for, all my free time for 3 weeks, I somehow managed to delete all the video files. And so I'm working on rebuilding it and making it polished and finished and amazing. And hopefully for next Thursday, I will have the university tour I've been promising for a month now. But in the meanwhile, we're here at Lakeside. This guy has a marvelous little camping spot. I'm guessing he runs up there to the square area every time the game starts. Probably from either side, he goes and camps the square area with his little tack because he's a fancy man with a tack. The tactical rifle gets a lot of hate. Personally, I don't really understand it. I don't go down to the tack a lot. I think people who play really close range will go down to attack a lot. And people who are often jumped by campers will go down to attack a lot. But if you listen and you keep your distance, really don't think you go down to attack very often. Attack's only useful to about 50 feet in most people's hands. There are players out there who can headshot you with attack from across the map. I've seen it. They're amazing, and I'm envious, but most people can't do that. We're back to the gazebo. There's definitely some action around here. I see that red dot going everywhere, so I moved to this second position. I wish I'd gotten that bomb to be placed first, but now I get jumped. Here, I thought you could jump over these trash cans, but Level Tours pro tip, you can't jump over these trash cans here. You'll just stand there like an idiot getting shot in the face. Here I'm trying to be a good corpse. Get in his way, kind of force him to stay there, possibly make him, take a special or, do what he just did, and maybe this guy will get a shot in. He got a shot, but it didn't connect, Here on the scoreboard, you can see this is a fairly high level. There's 2 high-level players on either side, basically. I guess there's me on one side and 2 999s on the other side. And anyway. So not the craziest high level of maps. And actually, somebody has left again. I think it's only the 2 999s left on the other side now. But they are here and shooting at us. So trying to stay active. That's why I didn't go out immediately. If I'd jumped out that window, I'd have been just as vulnerable as everyone else. So if everyone's at the box, don't go right to the box. Here I managed to sneak out a pickup because he's getting one himself. Managed to miss nearly all those shots, but I put 2 in him, which should let my friend clean up. And I'm somehow downing that guy with 2 body shots. Not clear how that works. Probably wanted the special there because everyone was dead. It's probably a good time to take a special. Special executions are called special executions because they're special. So only do them at times when, it's safe. Like there, if we'd killed the last, there were 2 guys alive. We killed 2 guys. Take the special. It's 75 extra parts. It's really not that much, but it looks cool and it feels cool. And so that's the right time to do it. Normally, it's not a good thing to do. That's why it's called a special execution. Anyway, I know that they'll be spawning downhill, or I expect that they'll be spawning downhill of us. They seem to have spawned around the bottom and crawled all the way around the back. So now I'm kind of feeling like I'm flanking here. Managed to get 1 shot in. Really should have saved that till I had... Ooh. I managed to get the down anyway. Should have saved that till I had a full set of shots. You're that guy, I once heard somebody say, you brought a fist to a gunfight. Now they've got a third joining. He's taken a good pot shot at me. Got most of my health off of them. Might have been a frontier headshot, actually. I'm trying to figure out where he is. He's somewhere sort of ground level, but up a little bit from me, based on where the shot came from. As though I figured out where he was. When you see me kind of marking if you see me aiming and moving, that's me trying to mark. And I kind of know my angles. I know where people can be. And so I will sometimes just kind of drag my shot across trying to get that mark. And here I'm trying to flank, but my friend goes down. I have no reason to go in. I have no reason to go in here. I don't know where the rest of the team is. They're obviously going to be behind me, and I'm going to die. Gives me a chance to switch to my launcher class. There are some people who hate the launcher. I consider it the most interesting weapon in the game because unlike other guns, you have to aim in 3 dimensions. All the other guns you got to shoot on an XY axis basically, except the launcher and the flamethrower, I guess. All the other guns you shoot up and down, left and right, and once you've made that hit, then it hits and the person goes down. And that's cool. I like doing that, but I'm much more interested in shots that take that Z dimension in as well. You've got to account for time and distance with the launcher. So I find the launcher fun and difficult and challenging and interesting, and it lets you do really amazing things sometimes. So that is my defense of the launcher for today. Here I'm not running away. It seems like I'm probably fleeing, but I'm really just widening the fight. My guys are way over there. They'll be coming from that side. So as much as I can divide the attention of the enemy team, the more likely I am to be successful in a fight against greater numbers. So this way I'm only fighting a 1v1 now, and I know where I am. He doesn't know where I am, so I'm at the advantage there. And as soon as I'm done with my fight, I rejoin their fight. One topic for today is about taking kills. Not just about taking other people's kills, which don't take other people's kills. Some people consider it as rude as stepping on their mother's grave. So don't take other people's kills unless they tell you to. But you will notice that I don't take my kills. And we'll talk about that more throughout the game as to why and when I do. But I've come across 2 people here at the lodge. Managed to get one down with the semi, and another guy goes right into picking him up. If somebody just shot your buddy down, shoot first and then get the revive. You have all the time before the guy bleeds out. Try and use it. And now I start looking for the next guy. It looks like he's streaking up the hill. So I go for a special. Terrible decision there. But I might have seen that my friends were coming diagonally onto this guy's side. So I might have been intentionally trying to be a blatant object of interest there. Or at least that's what the excuse is for you guys. So might have also just really wanted to do that special. Love me some launcher special. Here I'm leaving a rookie bomb and then a little more of an advanced bomb. That's a 0 corner bomb special, 0 serve special. I'm sure other people leave that bomb as well. I don't know who really invented it, but I was introduced to it by my friends here, Serve. Good to pick up bombs from your friends and your enemies. When you go down to a bomb, was it a good bomb? Check out where it was. You can always see the scar once a bomb has disappeared, or blown up, so you can tell pretty much exactly where the center of that explosion was when you see it blown up. I realized that I leave blank spaces right before something happens in my video, so of no talking, So now I'm going to start leaving in no talking spaces before nothing happens, just to keep you thrown off guard. Here I go in, bold decision, shoot a launcher, go right for the pickup. It was the last second, so if I'd managed to down them all with that launch, then I'd have gotten the pickup. Otherwise, I didn't have time. So I started the pickup and almost immediately pulled off of it because I didn't have time. Here, I keep firing. I don't take that pickup right away. I try and make sure that they don't want to come here. And there is still somebody alive. He's actually right there. He was too timid. If he had jumped us, peeked around that corner even just a second sooner, he'd have jumped us both and gotten us both out of there. So we got lucky that he was timid. Here is a maneuver known as evasive maneuvers. That guy totally has the drop on me. He has attack squarely into me. I have 50% of my health down, so I'll go down with another shot from him. So I've got to get to cover before I can re-engage. And thankfully, I also had a friend around. So sometimes evasive maneuvers are best. Oh, that's a dangerous pickup. Oh, we get away with it. My guy's so stunned he doesn't even notice that he's still alive. Ooh, I do get caught in a smoke. Always try and run towards the smoke. You're going to see a couple more today. I don't think I'll actually evade any of them, but try and run towards throwables. You run faster going forwards, and people usually overthrow throwables. That guy bleeds out super quick, so I just move right along into our game here. There's a guy at the chimney here. Managed to get in my last launcher and clean it up with a revolver. You might also notice that I don't pick up my blueberries necessarily right away either. The ammo that drops after an enemy player dies we call blueberries because of the way they look on the map. And I always try and hit a box before picking up my blueberries. That way the box still gives you the same amount of ammo. The box only fills you up to a certain level. So if you pick up ammo from your dropped enemies before you get to a box, then you're basically wasting ammo. Or not gaining ammo you would otherwise gain. And at the end of a game like this, I'm just basically doing a blueberry tour, going around and picking up all my ammo that I never got a chance to get to during play. It's also just a distraction, the shiny blueberry thing that's on your radar tempting you to go grab it. It's just a distraction during normal play. Try and put less emphasis, if possible, on grabbing your blueberries. Here, I kind of missed that fight, but there's a guy there, and he seems to like Molly, so I'll buy him a drink. That brings us down to two guys. Ooh, I whiffed that potato. It's my first miss of the game, and this is my second. That really tells me that he's closer, so he's behind that first thing. I throw this past the U-Haul, not right on top of it. That way, if he's running, it'll down him, and if he's standing still, it'll mark him. But now he's running, and we get our shots. Even that shorty probably would have taken him down at that point. So, yeah, this has been a pretty great game. Oh, there's still one guy left. He's got to be up in the lodge. People always end in the lodge. There he is, actually, shooting bows and running upstairs. I managed to miss all the shots on him. So why not grab a box? He's upstairs, and I can fill up on health that way, or pretty much. Looks like I'm still missing one. So if I was trying to just win this as hard as I could, I'd just stand back here and launch potatoes up there. But I'm not. I'm trying to get engaged and have fun here, so I'll go up here and shoot a potato. But now he throws a smoke. I run towards it. It still manages to catch me. That couch bomb doesn't get me, but that molly sure does. So we're going to watch the rest of this game on somebody else's perspective here. Meatball or Hacker. I'd like to thank Meatball and Hacker21 for being excellent teammates, assuming this isn't a comeback, but who knows. I hope you've enjoyed this game. After the break, I have an extremely different game coming to you. Or, well, a somewhat different game. It's also on Lakeside. But I think it's educational how the two games differ. And quite frankly, it takes much longer now to do a private tour than it does to do a public tour. So this is my way of stalling. Before we go, I'd like to thank Hacker21, DMariqueR1, and Meatball NL for being excellent teammates. And I'd like to thank Wings of Faith and Galileo for being excellent opponents. And Legend Tommy Hun, this basically turned into a 1v1 between the two of us. And I just want to say, in your face, I kicked your butt. Take it. Who's the legend now, Tommy Hun? I'll see you after this. Hey, if you're enjoying this tour, please subscribe and like and tell your friends. These episodes do take a lot of time to make well, and even this episode that I'm using as a way of forestalling things is probably going to take 5 hours by the time I'm done. So if you would let your friends know about it, I would appreciate it. Hey, welcome back to Level Tours. We're still here at Lakeside and we're still doing a public tour. This game is very different than the previous game in that I won't be doing as well. But it starts similarly. I go to the middle, nobody's on the left, so I go to the left. And this time I don't get jumped because I've learned to check this spot, although probably not quickly enough to not get jumped that time. But I do have some business going right away. Up ahead. There's two, so I go back to cover and regroup with my team and make a throwable. Probably threw that a little early. If I'd waited a second, they might have come back up. But now I'm going to close my position, and I'm going to basically wait until he starts engaging. My flanker, who has arrived now, starts engaging. So he's managed to make it all the way around the map. get behind them, and I always want to engage just after the flanker has engaged the other guys. And then I'm going to bust ass to the next box. You always want to take advantage of the time. That's one of the reasons I leave people down crawling. They're sitting there bleeding out. I'm running to the next box. I'm running to the next position. I'm getting ready for the next encounter. And yeah, it just gives you additional time when you're playing and they aren't. So here I managed to get 2 in them, but I can't seem to find the third body shot. He throws just a brilliant bomb. There's nothing I can do about that. But fortunately, my flanker has arrived again. Somebody's gotten behind him because we've been in that fight for long enough, right? And that right there is happy little tea bags. You'll see somebody do 3 little tea bags when they get picked up by somebody. That's not them teabagging you. If they're teabagging you, it's going to be like 20. You'll know it. So don't get offended if somebody does little happy little tea bags after they get picked up. Here I'm going to leave one of my favorite bombs. That's a single. I would usually leave that as a double. But in this case, I'm not really sure why I did that, honestly. Yeah, we'll see if it pays off. My team is all in different positions. They're holding it down, so I'm going to keep widening and kind of advancing. And as you see, I've come across somebody. Not sure why I sprinted into that smoke. Always sprint towards the smoke unless sprinting towards that smoke is going to make you catch that smoke. I think that was just a bad reflex. I've trained myself too well now. But yeah, I managed to get up the pickup here. Somebody else has taken a down there. But I know there were 2, so I keep engaged. This guy is looking expensive. Doesn't go down to 2 bombs. I can't seem to get a hit on him, but somebody else manages to. Somebody else is shooting at me, and I'm marked now. So I'm going to take the pick, and I'm going to count to 6. Anytime you hear somebody yell, tourist, or, or whatever, whichever side you're on, start counting to 6, because until then, you've got to assume you're marked. Here, back over the sniper wall, trying to get positioned, because I think they'll be spawning at the lodge, and I want to... Oop, but they're not. I'm getting shot from the side. So, because I know that line of sight that they have, I'm going to try and move as quickly as I can. A real pro there would have probably comboed me, stay on the same guy, but they can't manage it, so I get this engaged. I think around here is when I realized who this is. That's Kalosagon or Kalosagon, who is late joining this game. And it's at this point that I step it up. So he went down at about the 25-second mark. If I'd killed him the second I downed him, he'd already be spawned back in at the 20-second mark. But this way, I counted him, I let him bleed, and he crossed over the next spawn. So now it's at 25 seconds before their best player is back in the game, right? So that's the point of letting people bleed out sometimes. It doesn't always work that way. It doesn't always mean that they'll skip a full 20 seconds because you let them bleed, but sometimes it does. If they're, I'd say 8 seconds or fewer from the 20-second mark or the 40-second mark or the 0 mark, it's probably worth letting them bleed. Here my team has managed to get ahead of me. I've been kind of the point person throughout a bunch of this game, but now I'm starting to fall into a rearward position. That's because I was playing the first half of this game the way I play noobs, and I'm playing the second half of this game the way I play high-level players. Even one high-level player puts the fear into me. So now we're trying to double-team this guy. This is the guy I mentioned, Kalosagon. I looked it up. I guess it's pronounced Kalosagon. It's a Christian martial art, if you'll believe that. But as you can see, he is kicking some butt, manages to take out all 3 of us. I should have sticked him there, but whatever. And this game has suddenly turned into a real game. What looked like a total blowout a few seconds ago is now a competitive match. So a late join can do that. Some of these late join players do nothing but late joins, and their whole joy in life is coming in and spending 3 minutes and getting 12 downs off of it or something. So yeah, and now that we've got a more serious player, I'm going to start standing on top of trucks in the middle of the street for no apparent reason. Always bad thing to do. But I see some ankles crawling around behind the truck. They're on the front, so I should go to the side. I am kind of the flanker position on this now. And I'm trying to protect my friend, but I whiff it, honestly. I got the headshot, missed the body. And now someone's behind me. I'm trying to get there to try and clean up, but it's all over. And that life is over, and this game is starting to turn around. We are now within 3 lives. Here, you're going to see my teammate doing something there. That's cheating. In my eyes, that is a forfeit. I had this whole spiel about how we had lost this game. Here's a great angle, by the way, for engaging in that fight. But upon reviewing the tape, the enemy actually was trying to shoot through walls first. So both teams are cheating. I don't even know what to say about that. Look, if you want to cheat, I'm not going to stop you. But what I found is players who cheat, who shoot through walls, who crab walk and stuff, they're less good at the fundamentals of the game. They don't know the levels as well. They don't have their angles down because the cheating makes them play better than they are. And so they don't naturally progress to get to be as good as they could. You're really cheating yourself. I know that sounds ridiculous. It makes me sound like an old man, but you're cheating yourself when you cheat. And also you're pissing me off. So stop doing it. Stop shooting through walls. It does not make you cool. It doesn't matter who shot through walls first. Nobody shoots through walls anymore. Normally when I see people shooting through walls, I leave. And if somebody's on my team, I'll take them off my friends list for doing that. It's ruining the game, and everyone's had it up to here. I would appreciate it if you guys would do the same. But here, another opportunity to get engaged on the flank. As you can notice throughout the game, I'm sort of 45 degrees diagonal and a little behind my team. That's kind of my position as a Hawkeye, as a flanker. That's sort of the role I play on this team. In the beginning, you saw me playing sort of an alpha position out front. But as this game has progressed, I've kind of stepped it back, right? So, but now I'm taking it seriously, and we are at 8-0. So, hopefully, this is wrapping up this game. Lakeside is a tricky map, though, because it does have the lodge, and people can do last stands up in the lodge for hours. So here is Kalos. I get a bullet in him, and I get a potato on him. And then I stop engaging with him for some reason. I don't know if I didn't know who that was or what, but if I just shot a potato behind that trailer, the same exact shot I'd already done once, he'd be down, this game would be over, but I screwed it up. So I had a chance right there to win the game, and I didn't, and so we're going on. Comeback time is real. We're looking at 4-guy lead right now, so it's definitely within grasping range for them. And it'll be my fault if we lose this one. That one's called crab walking. That's also cheating. I don't know if I'd call that a forfeited game. If you're shooting through walls, you forfeited the game. If you're crab walking, I don't know. Just don't crab walk. Yeah. Enough about that. Here I'm just doing marking. I'm popping in and out, trying to find somebody at that angle, hoping somebody will come around from that speedboat. But at this point, I've been here too long without any sort of results, so I'm just going to move on. Once you've stayed in a position for 10 seconds or something, you've been there too long. You need to vary your positions, especially if you're going to stand around hard scoping like this. I'm comfortable that my backside is safe, but because I've got a guy over there. But even so, I don't want to stand there too long hard scoping. And you'll see why, because my friend goes down exactly where I was just standing. So somebody saw me standing there, and then this guy went and stood there, and he went down as well. Now I peek trying to find whoever shot him down, but I don't catch it. So I'm going to see him as soon as I stop aiming, of course. So I'm going to try and find this angle on him. Somebody else is there. That's Kalos shooting me now. Kalos, whatever. Shooting me now. So it's a chance for me to redeem myself and save this game. And I've got Kalos down. But there are other people over there, so all I need to do is put a potato on that body, and I've won the game. And I missed. I went on the wrong side of that wall. So I'm going to try and take this guy off the porch who's engaging me. I don't really have a better choice here. And once he goes inside, I'm going to resume my primary function, which is being a Hawkeye. It's my job to mark those people. So even though I go down, I got everyone marked, and that is a win in my book. So he's here, Platinum, my flanker, is now all the way out the other side and manages with a burst and Shorty to clean this game up. I'd like to thank Platinum Lizard, Homicide Spank for being excellent teammates, Little Beast, you too, but quit cheating, man. And I'd like to thank Mikagol, Basafia, and Kitty KO for being excellent opponents, and Kalos Aegon 10 off a late join. Awesome work, man, as usual. I'll see you guys next time. Here's a couple more glory shots of Lakeside. We will come back eventually and do a full tour of Lakeside, but as you imagine, if University is taking me so long, Lakeside is going to be a bear. So look forward to that at some point in the distant future. Meanwhile, thanks for dropping by. Next week, I'm almost certain we'll have a University tour for you, and if not, it'll be another one of these probably. I'll see you next time. Hasta la pasta.